Hello everyone, KV here, and yeah, it's been 2 months again since last update. Very sorry about that. And also now I just realized my controls are the wrong person because I was playing a friend earlier, but whatever. Just want to give some updates on stuff. Because I keep saying stuff's gonna happen, and then it doesn't happen, and then it's kind of like, you know, what's going on? So there are 3 main updates I want. You know what? I want to change my controls. Sorry, I'm not used to my friend's controls. I'll redo that. Okay. Whatever. No matter. This is just something in the background I'm playing right now. So 3 major things I kind of want to talk about right now. First is life stuff, and it's not bad, but it's been busy. Second is what's going on with Let's Plays / what's going on at the channel, and thirdly, some fun things I'm sure a lot of you have heard about right now, which is concerning a U.S. bill that was founded in 1998, which is known as COPPA. But we're going to talk about my stuff first, and then we'll get into that. So, number 1, life updates. I've been busy. Like, short answer is that there was a lot of stuff that was kind of going on at the end of October into the beginning of November that has kind of prevented me from doing a lot of things. It basically came to this point where, like, I would get home from work, and then I'd be like, I don't really have the motivation right now to work on making videos and that kind of stuff. And I was also kind of worried because I was like, I don't have enough videos and whatnot, and that kind of ties into the Let's Play stuff. But suffice to say, life was kind of crazy. It's calmed down a little bit, but I'm not sure if it's gonna get crazy again or not, so we'll have to see on that. But, that's kind of what I'm doing, so if you, like, follow me on Twitter or something, you've probably seen me post, like, a lot of random stuff that's, like, okay, that's cool and all, but, how come you haven't done anything on the channel? And, yeah, that's kind of why. It's just been, I've been just wanting to have that break from everything, so I have to work a lot, because I was, like, working weekends and stuff, and not that I don't mind doing that for my particular position, it's just been taxing. That's about it. So because of that, because of that, I haven't worked on videos as much as I'd like to. I've gotten some editing done, and I think we can just segue into point 2 then, is what's going on with Let's Plays. So the deal is that, as I mentioned back in my last update video, I am doing 2 Let's Plays that are both RPGs, which is a silly idea that I'm doing that in the first place, but that's kind of what I decided on for some stupid reason. But I'm having fun recording them, and that's also where there is some good news. Some good news is that I've actually recorded enough that I can safely say I think that we have enough videos to cover a long period of time. I have 25 episodes recorded between both games, which is nice. That's about 7 weeks, if not a bit more, of time to give to updates constantly daily, which is great. The problem then is now I need to go and edit them. I've only technically edited 2 videos at this point, and that kind of ties back into point 1, where I've been busy and stuff. So, like, recording is probably the easy part. I mean, getting time to record is a different story, but recording is the easy part. It's when I get into editing and whatnot, where I want to kind of do some stuff. I've done some funky stuff for some of these, because I want them to look nice in a, like, nice format for what they are, because they are a bit... Oh, hi, alarm. Yes, I need to exercise, too. Another thing I need to do. So, yeah, there's that. I'm also still, unfortunately, missing one final piece for the Let's Play, so I can't just, like, start dishing it out right now, which is what I'd like to be doing. But then the third point also comes into the factor as to why I've kind of, like, been not doing stuff like that. But here's... I do want to get... Okay, so I think... I meant to try to have this structured by... I have the 3 points, but I don't really have... I don't really have the best structure for just being off the cuff, which I usually am anyways, so sorry. This should probably be more structured, but it's just me fighting Kirby with Dragon Quest Hero because I like Dragon Quest. So yeah, 2 RPGs. I guess I could give you hints as to what they are because they should be going up soon. The hints is that they're both games that involve monster collecting. And I started recording them in August, so I would like to get them out there. Which I know is going to be weird because they're going to be pretty backlogged by that regard. But I'm sure it'll be fine. I have an idea of what I'd like to be doing for them. Is that another reason why I'm not going gung-ho on just editing all of them right now, is that one thing I'd like to be doing is that since they were recorded like so far apart, like there's episodes recorded from August, September, October, and November, I would like to be doing this thing I thought of, like, what if I do at the beginning of the video, I respond to comments that were left, because they would be talking about stuff that would be very old, and then I could kind of address them there. So I figured that would be kind of a good idea to do. Issue with that is that I need to then not edit the video fully until I have those in. I was thinking I'd probably do that for like the first, like I'd put like the first 3 or 4 episodes up of each game, and then I'd start doing those comment things and probably do it like once a week or something like that. I think that'll be helpful, because then it doesn't feel like I'm being an idiot because I'm playing one of the games blind. I'm sure it's gonna be like, well, what about this? And it's like, yeah, I recorded this back in August, so sorry. And one of the games I'm not playing blind, but it's been a while since I played that game, so it probably sounds like I was blind anyways. And then, the holidays are coming up and whatnot. MagFest is coming up, so there's a lot of stuff going on. I have another major event to be attending in December myself, and that's going to take up some time. If I can have videos uploaded and start posting by then, that'd be great, but let's keep our fingers crossed for now. Oh, nice job, Hero. The other thing is that, as you all probably know, I like studying Japanese, and I've been doing that kind of like almost on a daily basis for a while now, and I kind of want to up that as much as possible. Unfortunately, where I live, it is a bit hard to get more programs outside of what I had in high school, which also got destroyed at some point, apparently, because no high school in my state offers that anymore, which is sad, but that was over 10 years ago, so I can't really expect that to be the same. Still, though, that sucks. So that's kind of been a focus, too, is that, like, if I have time to record, I kind of go, like, okay, but wouldn't I like to be studying so I can have a better understanding of something I'd like to be doing as as something to help further my career, essentially. So yeah, there's that. It's more life stuff. And I just realized Kirby gets the shield, too. That's nice. Does he put the shield up if he guards? No. Okay. But then for videos, this all kind of leads into that third point. So remember how I said I'd like to do that thing where if you leave comments on the first few episodes of a Let's Play, then I'd like to address them all in a comment corner at the beginning of the video? Yeah, so I'm sure you've all heard about this one thing. Nice critical. It's called COPPA. Now, COPPA itself has been around since 1998 in the US. It is a law that makes sense in theory. It doesn't really make sense anymore in practice, which is part of the issue. So what that law is that we can't have websites going out and collecting the private data of children, which makes a heck of a lot of sense. You shouldn't be doing that. But unfortunately, Google and YouTube have been doing that. You may be thinking, well, okay, how can they do that? Because, as one thing I'll point out, is that I know when I was young, I would lie about my age on the internet, and I'm sure kids still do, and you have to be 13 years or older to make an account on YouTube. And in which case, it's like, okay, but here's the deal. They still can essentially get the cookies that someone has on their computer, and use that to essentially track and slowly get personalized ads. I feel like there's still a lot of gray area into what's going on with this, but bottom line is that YouTube got sued, and then YouTube, and their infallible wisdom, decided, hey, you know what? Let's blame the creators for it, because clearly this isn't our problem in the first place for, you know, illegal data collection. Something that I'm pretty sure no creator on YouTube actually wants to be doing, unless you're a terrible person, in which case, go away, please. So COPPA then kind of pretty much struck back and said, okay, well, if that's what we're going to do, then we're going to impose this theoretical, if not actual, fine against people. So an actual, like, monetary fine against creators that will basically deter them from not marking their content properly. Now, obviously, you don't want to have that happen. And the way that they are kind of marketing it right now is that if you mark your channel safe for kids, then you're fine. And for me, I don't like swearing in my videos. I play a lot of games with cute characters in them. Case in point, I'm playing as Kirby right now. And based on the definitions that COPPA has given, it sounds like any video that I technically post kind of goes under that rule of it's technically for kids, even though not only kids watch it. And I think that's a huge, like, undersight that these people aren't understanding. And there's a bunch of different links out there that can probably explain this a heck of a lot better. So please seek those out. I know what I know on this issue. I had a long thread on Twitter yesterday where I tried to kind of, like, iron out all the details in my head. And I'm still learning new stuff as I go along. So, by all means, please go check out other videos that have much more knowledge on the subject. I'm not the end-all be-all on this, obviously, but it is quite concerning, mainly because basically here's the deal. I can say that my channel's for kids. This technically doesn't work entirely because I have played some games that are definitely rated for 13 and up. Gunvolts, Tales of Vesperia, those all technically count for not suitable for children because they have been rated by another board, the SRB, which literally says these are not meant for children. I'm sure kids still play them. That's fine, as long as they have parental supervision. But technically speaking, they're not for kids. Even though they show cartoon characters with the anime characters from both Gunvolt and Tales of Vesperia. So, you know, that's cool. But from what the board is, what the FTC board, that's the board responsible for making these regulations and laws, it sounds like they're okay with potentially doing a sweep of the site and then saying, hey, this content isn't marked for kids, you marked that wrong, therefore we're going to fine you. I think a lot of the initial thought process on this was, oh, if I just mark my content not for kids, then they can't fine me, which is not the case at all. It's the opposite, which makes no sense. The opposite is, if you don't mark it for kids, then they can fine you, which is stupid. But that's the current system we're in right now, and we can't do much about it outside of leaving some comments on their site. Civil comments, mind you. I went to bat for net neutrality a few years back, and a lot of the comments there were not quite civil, even if the director of the FCC, that's a different board, not the same as the FTC, even the director of the FCC is kind of jerk. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. But I apologize that I'm, like, rambling so much on this. But basically, what that means is that I'm at risk because of the content I produce. A lot of people are. This is a big deal, and I think some people are kind of just going, oh, well, it's probably not going to be that big of a deal. From the very least, as to how some people are making it sound, it might be. And at least from what I'm understanding from people who are, like, actually lawyers and whatnot, they're kind of looking at this and going like, okay, these are not well-defined stipulations, and therefore there's a lot of gray space that can kind of give the FTC complete reign of what they want to say and isn't, or is, the type of content that they're looking at, which is really sketchy. This isn't trying to say that, like, oh, well, people are doing a bad job parenting or anything like that. This is just, there's a lot of issues that I think we're still trying to figure out with the internet, even though it's been around for a while now. And I think part of it is companies shouldn't be collecting data on users, which is super scummy and has been happening on a lot of sites. So it's not just Google's fault here, but they're to blame because their kids are getting targeted ads and they're getting data taken that's directly basically saying this is data of children, let's try to target children. I have some other, like, things like, okay, well, what's commercials on TV then? But I guess those are protected. I don't know for sure. But, yeah, that's kind of why it's scary, because basically the fine that they're imposing is $40,000. And I'm not sure if that's the maximum fine or the minimum fine. Either case is still bad. One case is worse, but they're still both bad. And, sorry. I'm so sorry, I lost my train of thought again. I don't think many creators have that luxury to take that chance, which is why the safest option is to mark your channel for kids, okay? Here's the problem. YouTube has brought a lot of other new things to basically be quote-unquote compliant with COPPA. The whole reason they got in trouble in the first place is that they're collecting data on children, which they're still doing, so, they didn't really fix the issue, they just decided to pass the buck, which sucks, but oh well, that's this platform for you. Which, me as a small creator, I understand 2,000 people is nothing to scoff at, and I thank you all very much for watching these videos, but that's just kind of the reality of it, is that I'm a small channel, so it's hard to know if they're going to go after particularly small channels or particularly big channels. We don't know that yet. None of this goes into effect until January 1st, which is why people are so freaked out about it, because it's basically trying to figure out what can we do to stop the storm. And, yeah. It's not very good looking, but here's the deal with what YouTube's done. YouTube's decided that if you mark yourself for kids, well then you'll be safe, because if you long to mark your content for kids, then you're complying with the FTC, even though you're not the one collecting data, YouTube is, so kinda not your fault, but whatever. But when doing this, YouTube decided that, oh, well, if you're gonna mark your channel for kids, you're also not gonna have access to end title cards, not gonna have access to the cards you see in videos anyways that would say, like, go watch this video or something. You're not going to have access to comments, and if you were keeping up with what I was saying earlier, I would like to do a thing with comments in my next 2 Let's Plays, so I kind of want those. And you also will not see, like, likes, dislikes, so you won't really get any engagement out of your viewer base if you choose to make your channel for kids. Which, I understand some parts of it, but also some of it is completely off the rails and completely nuts. And I apologize, I've been going on for so long, did not mean for this to be a very long video. But this whole thing, I had to kind of, like, process it again in my head. So that's also in the back burner of my mind as I am preparing the new videos that will be going up. So that is kind of like where everything is at right now, and yeah, that whole thing is a mess. And again, I highly recommend you go and check out actual people who have looked at these regulations a lot more seriously, have more legalese behind them, who actually understand it. There are some venues to go and submit comments to the FTC about it, and there's some petitions as well. But then in regards to my channel, I've had the life stuff, and I also have just the Let's Play stuff of I've been trying to get stuff ready. I still am missing one key item, and unfortunately, that's out of my hands, and I'm not going to try to force it, because that will just be I'm not going to go into specifics, but it kind of goes against myself as a person to really try to enforce the last piece that I need. So that's kind of a waiting game. It sucks, but that's how it is, and that's on me for poor planning. So sorry about that. That's why I'm making this video right now, to basically say, here's me playing some Smash Bros. Vote for in the Game Awards, I guess. And yeah, I hope everything is going all right with you all. Sorry that, again, there's been a lot of lack of content on my channel, period, this year. That's partially because of all the Kirby stuff I've been doing, and that's partially also because of just, after all the Kirby stuff was done, then, like, okay, what do I do now? And then finally getting on that train, and then finally going, okay, now I finally feel prepared. Anyways, here's life in my way, and here's also this weird bill in my way, and here's also just some other stuff that I didn't plan for properly, so whoops, that's on me. So, thanks for sticking around, as long as you have. Again, the FTC stuff, please go and do some further research into that. This affects all creators, not just myself, and not just gameplay content. It affects a lot of people who are, like, really big YouTubers that it sucks. So that's a huge issue right now. As far as content from me goes, hopefully within the next 2 weeks, you will see some new videos from me, and we'll finally get to those Let's Plays, of which I started recording them in August, so they're going to be a bit dated. Just so you know, they'll be a bit dated, because I'll reference some games that, at the time, hadn't come out yet, which they have come out now, and I've completed some of them, actually. So, I hope you're looking forward to that. I'll keep you posted on what's going on. If anything, as I said in the last update video, please follow me on Twitter. That is basically your go-to place if you want to ask me, like, a quick comment or something. You can go there. I might not respond right away, but I can definitely try to. I know that a lot of my stuff on Twitter is me just posting art that I like, and sometimes being stupid philosophical, and sometimes being like, hey, politics. And I know that might not be everyone's cup of tea, and that's fine, but that is the best way to get in contact with me, because as we have kind of seen, the YouTube system isn't that great. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, okay, well then, what about not doing YouTube? And you're right, that's a good idea. Problem is, I've built my audience on YouTube thus far, and it'd be very hard to kind of take this audience, especially because we are such a more tight-knit group, I would say, to kind of just say, hey, by the way, now we're over here. My honest thought process is I would like to premiere the new episodes of both my Let's Plays on both Twitch and YouTube, so that way it's kind of growing my Twitch channel as well, because that's kind of where I'd like to be going into live streaming, because that'll probably be a lot easier for me in the long run later down the line. But I do like having the edited content, and that to me feels a lot more complete than just doing a stream. So that's me. That's just me personally. But yeah, I think that's enough of me rambling. That's where updates are. Please leave comments below if you have any questions, concerns, etc. I'll respond to them right away, because right now I'm in a slight holding pattern. I can get probably another episode edited, and that'll be all ready to go. But then once after that, I'll be waiting to actually start posting the videos online, so then I can actually get the other stuff going. So, okay, I think that's enough silliness from me. I'll go put on that Kirby song, and everything will be great, hopefully. You know, I don't know. You never know what's going to be good or bad sometimes. You just have to sometimes wake up and hope that the day is going to be okay. And, I've had a lot of those recently. So, thank you all so much for watching. Again, leave comments below. I'll respond to them ASAP, or as quick as I can. So, I'm not gonna, no, let's not even pronounce that. And I hope you all have, as always, a wonderfully great day. I'll see you on the next one, which will hopefully be the Let's Plays, which I started recording back in August, and so then it'll be a little weird, but then it'll catch up with itself eventually, okay? I have 50 episodes ready to go, so we'll be good once they start going. Okay. Ciao.